Hi, just put together a quick video just to help explain the workings of a VW Clubman autosleeper. So this model's from 1993. Most of it you can work out for yourself quite easily, especially if you've had a motorhome before. However, if you've never been in a motorhome before, there's going to be some things that you're just not quite sure about. They might seem like silly questions, but it might help you understand it a little bit quicker. So we're looking at the main panel to start with. So the first thing is, starting from left to right, we've got a little button that you can press to show your water level. So we're obviously quite low at the moment because we're at home. Best to try and obviously travel with almost an empty tank, and then when you get there you can fill up, because it is a huge tank and it's obviously going to weigh a lot and add to your fuel consumption. Underneath here on the left is just a little calibrator twizzle, so if you push the button when your tank's full and it's not showing full, you can adjust that little needle properly. Next thing along, we have an extra power cable. So I bought this lead off of eBay and I've put in a double USB phone charger socket at the bottom, so that turned that into a useful extra plug point. And then when I undo those, I can also plug in the 12-volt TV using the same adapter. Under the blue tack is, I think, a light that when you're plugged into the mains, electric hookup on site, you get a little neon light. I think it's green, I think. But I've got blue tack on it because when you have your first night's sleep, you'll realise blue tack is your best friend. You can go around the van covering up all the annoying neon lights that just seem to glare out when you've done a good job of sort of putting your blackout blinds and stuff up. Little red light underneath doesn't seem to do anything for me, but it looks like it should show that your 12-volt fridge is on. But I've got the ignition on at the moment, which means your 12-volt fridge will be on while you're driving. So when you get to site and you take the key out of the ignition, that will go off. Next to that, we have the main master on-off switch. So when you push that, you're going to get electric, so that's the first thing to put on when you stop. And then next to that, you've got a rocker switch for your pump. So it's a pressurized system, so when you fill up water and you push that on, you'll hear it going bob 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 for a few seconds just to pressurize it. Underneath is just another on-off switch, which for this van just seems to, well, we've got a little signal booster there for the TV. I've put an LED light into the drinks cabinet, and a little step light that put down there just to help shine your way. But night time now, I've realised that those lights again are very, very, very bright. So a little switch which turns off the step light and the drinks cabinet light. So that's pretty much it for the main panel. A couple of fuses under there, so if things aren't working, maybe you could check your fuses. And then moving on, we have the Carver Cascade water heater. So this works off of gas. So when you've turned your gas bottle on, when you first arrive on site and you filled up with water, you pull the switch down. If the green light comes on and the green light stays on, happy days, your pilot light's lit and your water will be warming up. If the red light in the middle comes on, it means that it hasn't lit the pilot light and it hasn't fired up properly. So I've been out here for a few moments anyway, and it took quite a while to get it just to go to green. So I suspect, because it's been stood for a few weeks, it's got air into the gas pipes and things, it's just taken a while to draw it through. And next to it we have hot air blower. So there's a half speed and a full speed. So this is for when you have your gas heater on. So the gas heater, to start with, you set the setting you want to on here. So what we're on 5 at the moment. It's a red hot day, so it might not come on, but you would then push that down and hold it, and while you're holding it, you push the ignition button. And again, that might take a few times to click, especially if the van's been stood for a while. Just here, which obviously we can't see at the moment, but you should be able to look through there and see the pilot light. So once you've got it lit, obviously you can then set it as like a thermostat. I think it's 0 to 10 setting. turn it off, turn it to 0, or turn your gas bottle off outside. So once that's heated up and firing, then the blown air heating, which we just talked about, comes out of a vent there, and there's also one in the bathroom which I can't show at the moment because it's full of a step and a windbreak and stuff. So you can turn those 2 flaps off if you want to as well. Into the wardrobe, there is a hidden switch. So just down there, that is an immersion heater switch. So if you're connected to if you're connected to your electric hookup, and you just flick that switch on, and that will warm up your hot water. So then you wouldn't need to put the Cascade 2 heater switch on, because your water's going to come up automatically. And down to the fridge, so a bit more blue tack. So the green light is for when it's on electric hookup. So basically the red one on the left is your 12 volt. That is on when you're traveling. So that is keeping the fridge cool-ish while you're driving. So obviously it's good if you can actually put stuff into the fridge that's already frozen or cold, and then that'll help it along its way, or put it on electric for the night before to just bring it down to temperature. The green switch then is your electric, so that would be green when we're connected to the mains and on. Lovely bit of blue tack there because it's a very annoying light. And then you have your rating, so this is just like your fridge at home. Once you're connected to your electric hookup, you can set that for what you want. The electric hookup option seems to be very, very, very efficient. So if you left it on 8, I know that everything in our fridge would be absolutely frozen. So generally that one's on a lower setting. And then over here we have all the stuff to do with gas. So to light the gas, you push the red switch down and you can see it clicking. So you go back to this knob, put it on a setting, and if you just push and hold, it fires. So that red light now, the ignition switch has gone off, and then slowly release the button. You can set the thermostat on this knob here. So generally I leave that on the maximum setting because gas doesn't seem to be quite as efficient. And if you open the fridge, you can just check it's lit just by looking at that little inspection hole there. So that is pretty much all I can think about for the moment. Obviously there's lots of other things you could go into. Bed layout seems to be one complicated thing. So I hope that helps.